नमस्ते प्रणाम गीता ध्यानम ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीं अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters. O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki. O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we are on the last phase of this 18th Adhyaya, the Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. The wonderful, the sacred, the holiest of the holy dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna is over. Having explained to Arjuna, having taught Arjuna the intricacies of this life, how one should live this life and get out of this cycle of birth and death, Sri Krishna has told him about all the yogas. And then finally Sri Krishna asked him, my dear child, have you listened to my talk, to my deliberations, to my teachings with a single-minded attention? Ekagrena chetasa, have you listened to it with a single-pointed intellect? And if that is so, has it created any positive impact? Has it removed all that dross that had filled your mind? Has my teaching, such an elaborate and exhaustive teaching, has it removed the delusion and the ignorance from your mind? And to that, Arjuna had replied, oh my God, oh Achyuta, that with your grace, I have understood everything now. With your grace, all my delusion is gone. With your grace, I have recollected my memory. I have recollected my memory as to who I am. From where have I come? What am I supposed to do? All the knowledge, the memory of that has come back to me. And now, being freed from all the doubts, I am now extremely firm. I am now extremely steadfast. Now, like Achyuta, like you cannot be shaken or moved by anybody, I also have become sthira now. I have also become steadfast. And there is one interesting thing to note here. With the start of Arjuna's talk in the first Adhyaya, the Arjuna Vishada Yoga, the very first sentence that is attributed to Arjuna, when the Arjuna's speech started with Arjuna Ovacha, there also Arjuna had addressed Sri Krishna as Achyuta. One who can never be shaken, one whose position, one who cannot be disturbed, who is so much steady and firm. He cannot be shaken, he cannot be dislodged from the position. So that is Achyuta. In the first slok that Arjuna said, Senayor ubhayor madhye ratham sthapayam Achyuta. Oh Achyuta, please take my chariot, because Achyuta is Arjuna's charioteer. Take my chariot in between the two armies, our army of Pandavas and their army of Kauravas, and let me see who is so anxious to fight with us and get destroyed. That was the confidence with which Arjuna's first sentence in the Bhagavad Gita he had uttered. Senayor ubhayor madhye ratham sthapayam Achyuta. Now, look at that confidence. That was extremely confident act of Arjuna. And now, finally, when Sri Krishna had asked him, Baba, have you understood everything? Now, Arjuna very clearly, very strongly, with determined mind, he said, yes, now all the moha has gone. The smriti has come back, or my memory has come back. And all the ignorance has gone. All the doubts have been vanished. And now I have become so steady, so firm. Now I am ready to follow your word. Now what karishye vachanam tava. Now I will do what you have asked me to do. So that was a very extremely positive reply from, at one point of time, despondent Arjuna. Now this whole dialogue is over. And now the scene has come back to Mr. Sanjay. Sanjay, who has been narrating this entire happening at the battlefield of Kurukshetra to Dhritarashtra. This entire, the 700 shloks, the verses of the Bhagavad Gita, started with very first utterance of Dhritarashtra asking Sanjaya, Sanjay, what is happening there at the Kurukshetra between my sons and between these Pandavas, Pandu's sons? What is happening? I am curious to know. Now Sanjay has got that divine vision, the Divya Drishti. Sanjay could actually see what is happening there. And Sanjay started describing to Dhritarashtra what was going on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And incidentally, while he was describing, it so happened that Arjuna lost his confidence. Arjuna came under the spell of delusion, and while he said, now I am not going to fight. That is how the Lord's sermon started from the second adhyaya. And Sanjay had the great fortune of watching everything as if he is watching it live on television. He was watching each and everything happening at Kurukshetra. He was listening to each and every word that was being spoken between Sri Krishna and Arjuna. And how that could happen, Sanjay is absolutely obliged to Vyasa. Vyasa was Sanjay's spiritual preceptor. He was his spiritual guru. And knowing capabilities of Sanjaya, knowing that yes, Sanjay is one person who can actually relate to what Sri Krishna is going to teach, what is happening there on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So Vyasa had imparted that Divya Drishti to Sanjay, and Sanjay is so very grateful to this particular gift that was given to him by his spiritual guru. So having told in the previous shlok that we read, in the 74th shlok that we read, that Sanjay had said that this was the culmination of the dialogue between Sri Krishna and that Mahatma Arjuna. Ityaham vasudevasya parthasya cha mahatmanaha samvadam imam ashausham adbhutam romaharshanam. Having heard this wonderful, sacred, this unimaginable dialogue, this unprecedented dialogue between the Guru and the Shishya, which has cleared all the confusions from the disciple, which has cleared all the doubts from the minds of Arjuna. This dialogue is over, and listening to this dialogue, Sanjay said that my hair is standing on end. Romaharshanam. I am so much thrilled, I am so much excited, I am so much enlightened. I cannot explain. So this is now, in fact, Sanjay is in a way lamenting that the dialogue is over. But at the same time, see Sanjay's reaction. Having heard to that entire discourse, he has also been enlightened. He has also been illumined. He has got that illumination. He has got that ultimate knowledge. Although not a direct party to it. It was a dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna, but the beneficiary was also Sanjay. He could listen to everything that is happening there, that Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna, the doubts that Arjuna is raising, and again the doubts that Sri Krishna is clearing off. Now, having done that, Now Sanjay feels he's obliged to his spiritual guru, and that he is mentioning here in the 75th shloka. His gratitude towards Veda Vyasa. Vyāsaprasādācchrutavān etadguhyamahaṃ param yogaṃ yogeśvarātkṛṣṇāt sākṣātkathayataḥ svayam. Sanjay is so much delighted. Sanjay is so much indebted to Veda Vyasa, who has given him this special power, who has given this divya drishti, who has given this divine vision, that sitting there in front of Dhritarashtra in Hastinapur, he could see all the happenings there on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And here Sanjay is expressing his gratitude. Vyāsaprasādāt, with the grace of Vyas, with the grace of my spiritual preceptor, Vyāsaprasādācchrutavān, with the blessings, with the grace of Lord, I have heard. And what I have heard, etadguhyamahaṃ param. I have listened to this wonderful, secret most supreme talk, the most supreme teaching, most teaching. I have listened myself. It is not that some third person is coming and telling me this is what Krishna told, like we are being told by Sanjaya here. Nothing happened. Sanjaya himself listened to the words of Krishna, and for that he is indebted to Veda Vyasa. Vyāsaprasādācchrutavān etadguhyamahaṃ param. I have listened to this grand truth. I have listened to this guhyam param, the supreme-most commentary, the supreme-most teaching. And who is the teacher? Yogaṃ yogeśvarātkṛṣṇāt, the Yogeshwara Krishna himself. sākṣātkathayataḥ svayam. He himself is telling all these things. He himself is speaking all these things. The words that have come from the mouth of the Yogeshwara Krishna himself. What more do I need in this life? It is not that somebody had written down those words and some third person is reading those words of Krishna and then we are able to listen to it. Nothing of that sort. It is the direct Krishna talking to Arjuna and Sanjay literally, actually seeing what Krishna is telling word to word by word, not the commentary, word by word utterance of Krishna is captured by Sanjay himself. So Sanjay is absolutely indebted. Through the grace of Vyasa have I heard the supreme and most profound yoga. Now Sanjay realizes what he has heard. Sanjay doesn't think that it is just a ordinary talk between Sri Krishna and Arjuna. It is not just the kind of the loose talk people have just to kill the time. How are you? What are you doing? What you did? And then somebody replying, oh, I did all these things. Oh, wonderful, you have done so many wonderful things. Not that kind of loose talk. Not that kind of talk with the material sense. This was the profound talk. And the talk about all the yogas. Sri Krishna has not left any yoga untouched in this whole description of the Bhagavad Gita. He is the Yogeshwara after all. He is the Lord of Yoga. And therefore only Sri Krishna. Now what happens normally when we talk about yoga? We get kind of biased. Sometimes we feel only Jnana Yoga is great. Sometimes we suddenly start feeling when that bhakti starts, showing its spark in our heart, we become totally devoted and then we feel, oh, Jnana is nothing. Bhakti is the only true thing. And then suddenly somebody comes and tells, no, my man, karma is the thing. Believe in karma. You do karma. That is the only solace for you. That is the only way to freedom for you. And then suddenly we throw away the jnana and bhakti and we cling to the karma aspect of it. Then somebody will come and tell, no, you just meditate. Dhyana. Dhyana yoga, you get into the yogic practices, do asanas, and suddenly we throw the karma also out of window and we stick to, I am the yogi. I am going to do yogasana. I am going to do meditation, dhyana yoga, and all that stuff. So this is how we behave. But Krishna, from whom all the yogas have generated, Krishna, who is the Yogeshwara, Sanjaya had got that fortune of listening about all the yogas as explained by Sri Krishna. And Sri Krishna was not partial, being the generator of all the yogas. Sri Krishna knows the value of each and every yoga. Sri Krishna knows how each and every yoga can take us forward on the path of moksha. Sri Krishna knows the hidden unison between all the yogas. And time and again, he keeps on telling it to Arjuna. He keeps on telling it to Arjuna, which incidentally Sanjay has listened to with the grace of Veda Vyasa. That all the yogas are same. Whichever yoga you follow, follow it intently, following it steadfastly, following it with all the fixed mind, and you will reach the goal, whether it is jnana yoga, whether it is bhakti yoga, whether it is karma yoga, whether it is dhyana yoga. All these yogas, they lead to the same goal of liberation. And not only that, Sri Krishna has also taught us the unison of all the yogas. How jnana leads to bhakti, how bhakti leads to karma, how karma leads to dhyana, and how all these, they are kind of intrinsically, they are all interrelated. You cannot think only about jnana without bhakti. The follower of jnana at the end touches the culmination of bhakti, and follower of bhakti touches the culmination of jnana. Gets that entire knowledge through the path of bhakti. And the jnani gets all the devotion through that path of jnana. And this is what happens in all the spheres of yoga. And therefore, again and again here, Sanjaya has narrated that I have got this opportunity of listening the great truths about yoga from the Yogeshwara himself. No intermediary, no middleman, no in-between go, no go in between, through the grace of my Guru Veda Vyasa. So that is what Sanjay is so much indebted to. He is expressing his gratitude towards the Guru Veda Vyasa, that he could get this divya drishti, he could get this divine vision of having the first hand listening to what Sri Krishna is teaching Arjuna about the Yoga Shastra. And therefore, at the end of each chapter, we recite that Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Yoga Shastre. Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade. So this is Sanjay's way of expressing his gratitude to his Guru, and also telling us that you need a Guru. You need a Guru with whose grace you can listen to the words of Krishna. You can listen to that powerful teaching on the yoga systems. Once you have a good spiritual teacher and you are totally aligned to the teachings of your Guru, you listen to the words of Sri Krishna directly. You don't need any intermediary in between. So that is again a kind of subtle truth that Sanjay has expressed in this shloka, that what is the necessity of Guru in understanding the words of the Lord. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur Jai. Jai Swamiji.